All right, why don't you introduce this week's Escapement from the Basement?
Oh, I love this one.
Yes, this was a good one.
This week's Escapement from the Basement. This was a good one. It takes us to perhaps the coolest record store in all of Baltimore, Protean Books and Records. We have a great visit with longtime employee Steve Craven, no relation to Wes, who discusses how they acquired such a cool spot with acres of rooms, all stuffed to the gills with records, cassettes, books, swag, and a seemingly endless inventory of cool collectibles. Take it away. All right, we are here at Protean Books, Records, and it appears a lot more.
Yes.
With Wes's younger niece, nephew. No, it actually is no relation. But this is the wonderful Steve Craven who's going to be letting us know all about this wonderful place. All right, so the first thing, Protean sent me off into a tailspin. I was like, wait, is that the Greek god thing, or is that the definition of varying and changing?
Pretty much that right there is the varying, changing. That's what we're all about.
You sure have a lot of great stuff here.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we do. It's taken quite a while to get it all together, but yeah, lots of stuff.
How did you come to be in such a great space?
Yeah, exactly.
So we were in a location on Charles Street, and we were very quickly outgrowing it.
Right.
And we decided to expand, and we found out this place was available. So we opened in 2011 at those smaller stores, like a double storefront. And then in 2015, we moved over to here.
I'm so glad we found out about you because I used to be a big U-kazooer when they were in Towson, and then they got smaller and moved, and now they're done. Yeah. So I was so excited to, find another place that has that and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to always do all my fill-in Christmas gifts for the kids there because they were all big readers and all that good stuff. So how did you come to be in this book, record, everything business?
Well, I'm the owner. He spent a lot of time, a very long time, building everything up, and then he decided to one day to just start. He had a store, opened it, and yeah, I mean it's been a long time process.
Yeah.
Now, do you just sell like the vintage stuff or new stuff, or is it?
We sell new stuff as well. The books we were mostly used. May find a couple of new things here and there, but most of what we have is used. Records, we do have a large selection of new records that have come out, and like the new Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of stuff that we do get in.
There sure has been a resurgence of vinyl collecting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's in terms of books? What's hot right now? What are you seeing a lot of?
I mean, I what moves a lot is like right now literature is a big.
Oh really?
Yeah. A lot of literature moves, and like fiction, stuff like that.
It's cool. I love reading paper books because I feel like I'm unplugged from the system when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It almost feels like I'm going against the whatever the algorithm is that we're plugged into.
I can't do electronic books. I love the smell of a bookstore. I love the feel and the texture of books, and I'm sure many of your customers feel that way.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I think that I know a while like e-readers were big, and I feel like that. Like I noticed that right after COVID, when we reopened, like we just tons of books started selling. Yeah. I think during that 3 months of shutdown, people started finding books in their houses and started reading them again. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And they realized how much better physical book is versus the electronic.
You drop a physical book in the sand. It's not like, oh fuck, it's ruined.
That's right.
Just dust it off and keep going. Yeah.
Yep.
So I saw on your Facebook page that you do cassettes as well. Is there a format that seems to be in a certain demographic, or is it kind of all over the place?
Well, I feel like a lot. There's this resurgence of cassettes with younger people, like people in their like late teens and early 20s are buying cassettes like because I guess they weren't around for it.
Which people my age cannot believe.
Yeah, no, I'm
We
there,
thought
dude.
cassettes were
I'm there.
dog shit back in the day. I mean, they were just
They
the
always
worst of the
broke
worst. Yeah, if you stopped it halfway through, you had to drop out the tape.
Yeah.
You know, so but no, you're right. I've heard this from a lot of like the Gen Zs love cassettes.
And CDs are starting to like rear up a bit. Like I saw a lot of CDs.
Oh, that's cool because I got about 3,000 of those.
I think we all do.
When they came out with cassette singles, I'm like, this is the
Stick a
worst
single.
thing ever.
I stick a single. Yeah, no, that was horrible.
And you're done. So how did the idea to like incorporate boutique clothing, did that come right away or was it a little later?
No, so the owner, his name is Matt. He's like every day he would go out find things for the store. And he started finding the awesome clothing, and started just like building up a collection to sell. And then about I feel like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we started putting it out on the floor, and it's just been it's crazy how much we sell of that stuff. It's really fantastic. Like a lot of people are coming in because I mean we have clothes dating from the late 50s, early 60s to Raven jerseys.
Wow.
So it's like everything in between. Like it's really fun part of the business.
Is that a bar over there, or
Yes.
is it like working, or is it?
No, I mean it's got a refrigerator.
Okay.
And it's got like we can't do anything with booze around here, but
Was it like there when you got the building? It was.
no, we had it built.
Wow, that's so cool.
You could do coffee back there.
I'm sure, yeah.
Coffee and books always goes well together.
Yes, it does.
There for a while at the Towson Library, they had a barista as you walked across. I had to hit her every time.
Yeah. There's so much going on, and then there's a stage here. Do you ever have like anybody perform here? or anything?
We've done comedy shows.
Okay.
And a matter of fact, we use that corporate that we have a couple parties a year, and so sometime in October, probably mid to late, we're going to have a big Halloween party. Might be our last one here at this location. So we are someone bought the building. They want to eventually tear it down to build condos, and so we're going to be looking for soon. We'll probably be at least in the looking around for another spot.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, but yeah, it'll be a great Halloween party. They're fun every year.
No, I bet.
So is everything you see here for sale, or are the posters and all just to add some decoration?
So about probably a good 99% of the things in here are for sale. There are like a handful of things that we like to have around, but for the most part, I'd say yeah, 98, 99% is for sale.
I love it.
After I get paid, I'm buying that. I Love Lucy there. I gotta have that. That's great.
So I love how when on your social media, I don't know who does it, but they're great because they highlight different genres from time to time. Of course, I zoned right in on the metal, and they had a little mortician pentagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
That's cool.
Do you focus on different things, to try to get different demographics in, or just whatever's hot right then? Or?
Oh, we have so many awesome things in the store that sometimes I'm just like, what do I want to post today? And I walk around and I look to see what catches my eye at that moment, and I'll pull it. And then of course, when we get new records in, we'll make a post of some of the samples that came out of the collection. So we try to give an idea, and then I also really like having our customers on our social media. And I've had it so many times where customers I'm like, hey, can I take a picture of you holding your new record? And they're like, I was hoping you'd ask me, because people like to be on our social media page.
We had the Bowery of Antiques on the show
Oh, yeah.
in Parkville, and they sell a lot of vinyl. And ever since then, I'm able to haggle with them. I will come up with a vinyl, and I'll go, there's a stain on the back here. You sure? 15? And he'll go, all right, 12 for you, Mark. And I'm like, okay. Has anyone ever tried to haggle with you?
Oh, I mean, it's part of it's part of the business. And we have a lot of regulars that come in, and we definitely work with them on prices.
Gotcha.
The newer stuff, because it's not cheap, it's harder to do, but a lot of the used stuff we're able to definitely
make a deal. Yeah.
Have you ever had someone come in with a collection that they didn't think was anything, and it was something really rare?
Oh, of course, yeah, that happens.
And do you have like an expert? I mean, I guess in some level you have to have an expert
Well,
as far as vetting it.
we have the people who work here, like 2 or 3 of us know records so well. I mean, I'm 45. I've been buying records since I was 7.
What was the record you sold? And the guy said no, it was a club version.
Well, yeah, that was my fault. But yeah,
Yeah.
you got to get the exact. I love like
Pressing.
the huge pressings that they used to have for like Jethro Tull records or whatever. When it's pages and pages of pressings, like this is the Indiana pressing, this is the Pittsburgh pressings.
Yeah,
You're
it
just like, wow,
does
there's
get
so
a
many-
little tedious.
Yeah, it
when
is.
you're pricing a stack of records, you're like, all right, I got to figure this out.
It's the enormity of how many needed to be pressed that those bands sold 50, 60, 70,000 copies.
Easily,
It's
yeah.
crazy, like especially like Jethro Tull jumping around in a codpiece, Meanwhile, the guys in Slade are like, we can't get a hit over there,
Yep,
What do we do, So-
I hear you.
Well, since we are a music podcast, what is on your Spotify repeat list or on your turntable?
I play a lot of like Kinks, the Monkees. I love the Monkees. David Bowie is one of my favorites. Stuff like that. It's like all over the place. Like I listen to a lot of different stuff. But yeah, I mean, when you guys came in, I was playing the Kinks.
Yeah, we were talking the other day, a friend of mine were talking about proto jangle pop. Like who was before the Byrds? And I could only think of the Monkees and the Beatles. I was like, Velvet Underground, that wasn't until later.
That's not that far though. It's like
Yeah.
67.
Yeah.
First album came
That
out.
all kind of coalesced around the same time.
That was fun. Yeah. We got to get back there when I get some money. I need that Vitamita Vegemin thing with I Love Lucy on it.
I think we could probably browse around there for an
This is the Snaggletooth Extreme Metal Podcast.